Do you love waking up early in the morning, struggling to figure out what to do with your hair? We've all had our share of bad hair days. Are you ready for a change? Lock it and love it with Lock and Love Salon, conveniently located at 8117 Liberty Road, Windsor Mills, Maryland. Start your lock journey today. Lock and Love's professional services and artistic designs will keep you blazing in the hottest trends while maintaining and protecting your hair. Honey, Lock and Love is an experience. Once you try Lock and Love Salon, you won't try anyone else. Lock and Love offers starter and maintenance locks, fox locks, detox, shampooing and conditioning, lock treatment, lock extension, coloring, and much more. Sorry, but Lock and Love doesn't accept walk-ins. What are you waiting for? Call 410-970-3791 to set up your appointment today. Lock and Love is on Facebook, so remember to like, follow, and share.
Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. It's your girl, Chanelle Coleman Wesley, and I'm excited to be in the building. You guys are tuning in to T.R.I.V.A's Inspirational Radio Network. Yes, that's where you're going to find Unapologetically Unplugged with your girl, Chanelle Coleman Wesley. And today I'm so excited to be here. Why? Because we're going to talk about my journey as an author. Yes, ma'am, that's what we're going to talk about today. So I'm excited. Just came off of the impactful youth empowerment event, and I'll get to that towards the end of our time on today. But I'm excited to talk about my journey as an author and a speaker, and what that has been like, and how I'm still, finding ways to still stay true to my task as being an author and a speaker. So as I said before, your girl, Chanelle Coleman Wesley, is a best-selling author, international speaker, accomplished playwright. She's a coach, she's a strategist, media personality, and more. I'm so excited to talk about my journey as an author. And although most people know me from this book right here, She Said Yes to Herself Unapologetically, the Empowerment Guide for Women, it was this book right here, Naked and Not Ashamed, the Transformational Devotional Experience, that actually started my journey as an author. Although and She Said Yes, I provide tips, tricks, and strategies to help women of faith level up. It was this book right here that laid the foundation for everything else. This book is a devotional, and what I love about this devotional is it's like a transparent conversation for women that has a three-way mirror. And I don't know about you, but sometimes when you put on an outfit, you kind of want to look at a different angle and see like, okay, how this outfit look. Like, let me turn around and see from different angles how it looks. And that's what this book provides. It provides a three-way mirror into the woman experience. Just common things that we find challenges with. I looked at and I use very familiar for most people, some people familiar things that were insightful and inspiring to me. Familiar stories from women of faith in the Bible. So I drew some stories from Hannah and her inability to conceive, and the weight and the anticipation, and how God uses her hater, to bless her, to give her this abundance, to give her the child that she did ask for, but then he also gives to her, things that she didn't even ask for, and how during that struggle, it helped her to develop a different type of prayer posture. And so I utilized Hannah's story of how her experience was like, but then I also mirrored that with my own experience, and how when my daughter T.R.I.V.I.A received 2 anoxic brain injuries that transformed her from a happy-go-lucky 10-year-old, vibrant, vivacious, full of life, singing, energetic, dancing preteen girl into a special needs kiddo overnight. And what that was like, seeing her come up off of her sick bed from all the grim prognosis and having to have that time of waiting and just trusting in the Lord. And so, but then I also parallel that to the woman's experience because she has a story that where she's experienced the wait. And so what God is using, how God is using that tool to help to develop her into the woman that he would have her to be. I use stories like, with Leah and Rachel, we've all had that moment where we feel like we want to compare ourselves to somebody else, and how they in love with the same man and the man is not feeling Leah the way she want him to feel her because he's too busy feeling her sister and she's not seen and she's not feeling valued. And I parallel that with the time when I was going through low self-esteem and those different struggles and what that looked like to me, and also help women to unpack their stories because sometimes we compare ourselves because we feel that the grass may be quote unquote greener on the other side, but we don't understand that we are perfectly flawed and all of our imperfections that make us perfectly imperfect, and that God chooses to use us yet, and there's still beauty in us, and there's our own unique experience. And I love this book because it provides, ways for women to unpack a story. Because sometimes, you may read something and you think, well, okay, well, how does that thing apply to me? So it gives us a deeper application, taking the word of God, taking us, a story from my life, and then also helping the reader to discover her story. Why? Because I've found that, we all have our own powerful stories, whether they're written for someone to read or if they were just lived. And so helping her to unpack her story and see the hand of God in her life. One thing that I love about this is you can see Jesus all through this book, no matter how he encounters the women. He helps them to become spiritually naked so that they can see how they need him, but then he provides a covering and allows us to leave from that situation whole, and that we're clothed in his righteousness, cloaked in his love, and walking forward in his grace. And so I love that because Jesus is like the undercurrent of the story. He shows up in every story, in every situation. And so I love that because he's what changes everything. He's what makes everything worthwhile. He's what makes life worth living. And so I love this book, Naked and Not Ashamed, the Transformational Devotional Experience by your girl, Chanelle Coleman. Uh, and you can find that on Amazon. But I love this book because it allows people to see my good, my bad, and my ugly. Sometimes people don't like to tell you the bad parts of their experience. They just like to tell you the good stuff. But no, I tell people my good and my bad and my ugly. And I had a running joke with the ladies at my church, who were getting the book. And I was like, well, sis, like if you saw her, coming to church and looking at me side eye, I'm gonna ask you, babe, like what chapter was it for you that you just finally felt like you needed to write me off? Which one was it that made you want to give me the side eye? And so, again, this book is an inspiring read, but it has some powerful insights about faith and how we can encounter Christ in our walk and looking at the experiences of others and learning and drawing from those values, from those lessons, from those things that are taught in that book. And I'll come back to She Said Yes, the original, in a minute, but then I'll talk about this book right here. She Said Yes to Herself, the Empower Her Guide. This book chronicles powerful, engaging, impactful stories from 31 women of faith from across the globe. We had contributors who were in London, women who were in Belgium, all across the States. When I say that this is a powerfully written book, I said this not just because I'm the visionary, but because these stories are life-changing, life-altering stories, just the power of the story. So many talented authors. Sometimes some of them were first-time authors, others were experienced authors. Some of the authors who were in this book, Dr. Velma Bagby, Miss Trivia Payne is in this book, Laquita Parks, so many other people, Shalonza Johnson, Sharice King, so many people, Yadira, she's in here. Yadira and her sister Jennifer, they both are in this, and just powerful, powerful, powerful stories. I love this because it shows what unity can look like when women get together and do something amazing, when they're uniting for the cause of being able to pour into empower, inspire other women. And it's just a powerfully written book. So many compelling stories. My girl Chanelle Scott, her story about, about a snake and how a snake can bite, I just powerfully written stories, things that captivate you, things that you can relate to, lessons that you can draw from, insights, and just powerful testimonies, powerful stories that make you just go, oh my goodness, like, and this happened, oh my goodness, and this happened, oh my goodness. And not just that, this book also provides some tips, some tricks, and some strategies. It also gives you ways to be able to connect with these amazing women. And so it's a wonderful read. I'll show you the back, and so you can kind of see the authors of this book. Just again, powerfully written. Again, Dorian Evans, Yadira Gonzalez Munez, Shalonza Johnson, Cherise Hackney, Kimberly Lacknick, Renee Jones Hudson, Dr. Chichi Nwanko Ezike, Anise Valor, Ocean Kent, Jennifer Thompson, Tracy Youngston, Melanie Johnson, Kate Thurman, Ivy Caldwell, Carolyn Coleman, Dr. Audrey Ann Moses, Pastor Angela Walker, Angela Wiafe, it's so many, Ivy Caldwell, Dr. Roma Bagby, Laquita Parks, Anita Newsom, Leanna Gower, Michelle Gillespie, powerfully written, Ronnie Cyrus Jackson, so many, and Lachelle Atkins. Powerfully written stories. You have to read this book. If you're looking for a book that's going to introduce you to various insights and stories from various women's walks of life, and you just get caught up in the testimony of story and just some great insights, then that is the book for you. She Said Yes to Herself, the Empower Her Guide. And as I said initially, the book that introduced me, where people really came to know me, is this book right here. She Said Yes to Herself, Unapologetically, the Empowerment Guide for Women. I'm excited about this book because this book helped me to really hone in on where I was at the time that I was writing and where I wanted to be and how I saw things going forward. This book is what helped to produce a platform. This book helped to inspire the anthology, summits, empowerment and impact events. It also um, inspired the next version or the latest edition of the book, which is the Empower Her Blueprint, Strategies for Women of Faith on the Rise. I'm so grateful for that book, although it's not in paper copy yet, but we're working on that, and that should be out soon. So I'm excited about that. I wanted to share a few insights and tips with you guys on today for those of you who are battling transition. I want to say to you that, sometimes when we're looking at our pain points, we fail to see our purpose because we're caught up in, what the pain felt like and what, the effects of the pain and things that happen as a byproduct of the pain and all those other things. But pain and purpose are usually parallel to each other. Pain, progress, purpose, and passion, they all kind of meet up in the juncture of life. And so when you look for your pain point, you can usually help use that to identify your purpose on about where God has you in this time of your life, what He's calling you to do, what you were created to do. Sometimes we have an irritant or something that aggravates it that helps us to really understand what our purpose was. It was the purpose the entire time, but that aggravant or that uncomfortable situation or that obstacle that comes along to prevent you to see where your purpose is. But if you look at it good enough, it usually reveals to us what your purpose is. And so I would say don't shy away from your pain points, because your pain points can help you to identify your purpose, which helps you to progress, which also creates a passion and a zest for what you do and why you do what you do. To me, success is not necessarily making a specific dollar amount. It's more or less doing what you were created to do and fulfilling that call. When you fulfill that call, it's something you would get up and you would do whether people were paying you or not. It's what you were created to do. It's what you were meant to do. You feel most alive and feel most in sync when you're doing that thing. And so I would say for those of you who are trying to make transition in 2025, then look for that pain point. Identify where is your purpose parallel to that pain point, and how does your passion come in, and how does that help you move forward and help you to propel you to take steps that you would not have previously taken. So that's one of the tips that I want to give with you guys. Another thing that I want to say to you all to encourage you is just to take that bell step. Sometimes we're thinking that we have to run a marathon. But no, everything truly begins with taking that first step and just continuing to show up for yourself. Day after day after day, continue to take step after step after step. Before long, you'll be crossing the finish line and you'll be like, wait a minute, it all started because I took that one step, and that's actually how it happens. If you take that step, you'll be rewarded. So that's another thing that I wanted to say about this, just about transition, about where we are in life, how we're transitioning, how we're making these moves. I'm excited because not only did this book, She Said Yes to Herself, produce these books, well, not Naked and Not Ashamed, but the other books, but it also helped me to do impact events. This weekend, we had a dynamic weekend. So first I got to reel it back a little bit. December, we did an impact event for women. We did a She Said Yes to Herself, Unapologetically presents She Planted, She Watered, She Bloomed. Get Up and Go Girl. And this event was designed for women. And we were able to provide insights, tips, tricks, strategies, connection, accountability, a mirror for women to kind of look in and to see their self, to see their worth. We had some amazing sponsors who also helped who contributed to the success of the event. People like Dr. Velma Bagby, Kate Thurman was a sponsor of that event. Not to mention, She Said Yes to Herself was a sponsor. CC's Inc. was a sponsor. Levels of Freedom was a sponsor. And we had some dynamic speakers, people like DeRay Henderson, Millicent Driver, Brittany Draper, Dr. Latia Russell. We also had Vanessa Moore, and Tatiana Lee was was our co-MC for that evening, and it was dynamic and it was impactful. Before that event, we actually had an opportunity to go on Homer Blow's radio station, which is he's a local DJ and radio personality right here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And when we were at the event, as we're telling him the details of the event and what the intention of the event and who it was for, he asked a very provocative question. And that question was, well, what about the children, since the event was designed for 18 plus? And while he's talking and asking that question, things just kind of start twisting in my mind, because what inspired the original event was the new book, was the Empower Her Blueprint, Strategies for Women of Faith on the Rise. But when he said, what about the children? Now that was a very compelling and provocative question. And when he said it, the whole time we're continuing the interview, but my mind is like going off. I'm coming up with ideas as we speak. And as soon as we go off the air, I'm like, okay, so let's talk about this. You're saying about an impact event, like let's do something, soon. Because sometimes when you say you're going to do something, life starts life in and you mean to do it and you don't do it, but you say you're going to do it. And next thing you know, it's like a couple years down the line. Oh, yeah, remember when we had said. So, no, I don't operate. And remember when we had said, I like to do it right then and get it done. So we had that event December 8th, and we just finished our youth impact events on January 26th, and it was a huge success. It was a phenomenal day. It was a free event, unlike our women's event in December, which was a nominal fee. But this youth impact event for our young girls ages 10 to 17 years of age, it was completely free. F-R-E, F-R-E-E, free 99. And so this event allowed us to build community engagement, provide insights, provide the girls with some tangible resources, things that they could take away. Not only did they have these cute designer bags and some books that Dr. Velma Bagby donated, in addition to some beautiful jewelry, trinkets. But they also got there was sanitary um, uh, supplies. There's so much stuff. I'm trying to remember everything that was there. What was it? Oh, uh, cleansing things, deodorants, lip balms, everything that you would need for hygiene and to make you look good, feel good. With little makeup bags reminding you of who you are and telling you that you are amazing. And little beautiful keychains that talked about, you go girl, your purpose is amazing, and all those different things. I see you, you look beautiful. All of those types of things. It was just an impactful event. What was truly, I want to say, inspiring to me was the girls' faces. Not only did they hear again for some amazing speakers, this time we were joined by Kimberly Nelson. We had Millicent Driver. She couldn't be with us due to an emergency, as well as Brittany Draper, but they were there with us in spirit. But physically there was DeRay Henderson. It was Ari Wells. It was Kimberly Nelson, Tatiana Lee, and myself. And it was a great event. And Carmela Harris, she did our workouts for the girls. And when I tell you, it was such an impactful event, it was amazing. And of course, Homer Blow, he was in the building, being a partner of this event. It was just, like I said, truly an impactful day. We had some amazing sponsors who stepped up and helped us with our bags. I want to thank Arlo, which was the Arlo is the healthcare management system here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So if you're looking for community support, they'll be able to help you out. Not to mention I Am Blessed Legacy 69, who did our bags, which were phenomenal bags. I didn't bring one to put on camera, but I should have. Now that we're talking about it, I'm thinking like this would have been a great time to show the bags. Then we had WellPoint, which helped to provide sanitary products for our girls. Also, West Care, which is a community facility here, community organization that provides help with keeping Milwaukee, Wisconsin drug free. They provided some resources and things for the girls to take away. They had deodorants and chapsticks and so many other things. It was, at this point, it's a blur, all the things that were on the table, but it was just filled with resources, uh, things for the girls to put on, smell good, just everything for the girls to know their worth, to walk forward in strength and power, understand their purpose, and to have a way to be able to say, you know what, I see me, and I feel valued, I feel loved, I feel appreciated, all of those various things. And so, like I said, it was an impactful day for us. And it just, again, and exciting to see the girls. And of course, I can't wait for our next event that is coming May 4th. That's right. Go ahead and write it down, May 4th. We are doing another youth impact event, but we're doing a Mommy and Me edition. That's right. The name of this event is going to be She Said Yes to Herself Unapologetically Presents Crown on Queens. And so I can't wait for us to provide a dynamic day of impact, of motivation, inspiration, along with some tangible tools, tips, and resources. And of course, an amazing workout by my girl, Carmela Harris. Because again, it's important for our girls to recognize that their body is a temple and we have to treat it as such, both inside and out. So understanding that, it was just a pivotal moment. I'm truly thankful for also Samuel Thurman. He was another one of our generous sponsors who definitely helped with the donations on food. The girls had a great time. They also had a dance contest. Homer Blow was playing the tunes, and we had two winners, a set of two girls who were on a team who won. They both received $90 cash, well, it was $90 cash app prizes a piece. So it was, like I said, it was an eventful day. A time was had. You definitely had to be in the building. And again, I'm excited about our upcoming events. So again, mark your calendars. May 4th. You guys can expect to see that. And I'm so excited. If you guys are saying, hey, you know what? That looks cool, Chanelle. Like, I think I would love to do a show. Then I want you to go ahead and connect with my girl, Trivia Payne. Look up Trivia Payne at Trivia's Inspirational Radio Network. Trivia has the opportunity to be able to help you guys get some brand visibility, some exposure. You can do that by doing your own show. maybe you can connect with her if you want to be featured on someone's show, that she'd be able to help you out with that. Also, you may be saying, okay, I would like for my brand to get some visibility. I have some commercials or I have ads that I would like to be played, not just on, social, which this is cool, but also on a literal radio station. Like Trivia has that ability because she has a real life broadcasting entire international network. So she'll be able to help you out so you can gain that visibility, get your message out there before the crowd so that they can see it, so they can hear it, so that they can be inspired, and so that they can join you in your journey to support you in whatever it is that you have going on. So make sure that you connect with Trivia, because again, this is a dynamic opportunity for you to gain exposure, for you to be able to get your message out. And I can't wait for you guys to connect. And let's see, last but not least, I'm gonna tell you guys again, make sure you pick up this book, She Said Yes to Herself Unapologetically, Naked and Not Ashamed, the Transformational Devotional Experience. And She Said Yes to Herself, the Empower Her Guide. I can't wait to connect with you guys, especially if you're in the Milwaukee area. I love to be able to see you guys at one of our events. Please be sure to connect with me. You can direct message me at Chanelle Coleman Wesley on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, and LinkedIn. Hope you guys have an amazing day. And just like that, guys, we're out of here. Bye.
Trivia's Inspirational Radio would like to inform you that the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in the following show are solely the sentiments of the participants of the show. Trivia's Inspirational Radio Network is not responsible for content. As always, thanks for watching and enjoy the show.